this is Anwen. Today's Shorty September project will be Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's. So I'm pretty excited for this one. You know, it's a classic. Loads of people have said it's really good. Also, this is our prompt to do with a movie and a book. So our plan for today is for me to hopefully read this whole thing and then for us to watch the movie later tonight. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after this, we can watch Drag Race.
Oh yeah, we still have to catch up on that.
And also have toast.
I went out last night and maybe will not be my best self today. So I feel like I'm not going to be able to give this book my best focus. So I'm hoping it won't require it. But it's hard to know for sure. What are the plans for today? What's the plans for today? Splash pad? Biking? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and also I realized that loads of the books that I'm reading for Shorty September do have movies associated with them or like inspired by them. Like The Cormorant has one, and I said in my other one that Kitchen has one. There's loads of them, so I might sort of like have a bit of a marathon this month to do with all of the movies that have inspired the books I read. Do you want to have like a movie marathon of like weird movies?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm a good part of the way through, like 44 or so. And it's very possible that I may not finish the book before we watch the movie later tonight, but I feel like it's okay. People have talked to me about like how different the movie is from the book and like how Truman Capote himself was like quite upset about it. So I think that means that if I watch the movie, it won't spoil the book for me. Anyway, so the idea for this one so far, it's written in the 60s, I think. So it's definitely not 21st century PC. There's a lot of language and stereotyping going on, which would not really be acceptable nowadays, but that's how things go. I'm still enjoying it. I really like the characters in it. So the narrator is like this kid, right? And he's telling a story from ages ago, like in the 40s when he met this girl and he was like living in this like tiny, really shitty flat or whatever. And he knew this girl who was like really like flaky and flighty and irresponsible and always had like a group of men sort of like hovering around her, who she, you know, manipulated and used to her advantages and then just sort of sloughed off or whatever. Like she just had an air of chaos about her everywhere. And she's like had loads of dreams and always sort of had like an air, like a poise about her that she was sort of giving off, you know, like she sort of specifically cultivated this like image of like the traveler and the dreamer and everything. Anyway, by the way, there have been some developments about my ring situation. If you've been following my vlogs up until now, I lost my wedding ring down the planks in a bar ages ago, like a week ago now, over a week ago. I've been asking them about it and they're like, oh, we can't get to it, And I was like, it's gone. It's just over. It's gone. So last night, I went out with mates and we stopped at that pub. I was like, oh, we'll just go there for a drink. Like, it's cheap there. Maybe I'll just pop in and ask them again, like put my head in, but I'll get a drink as well. So it's like less annoying, you know? I was like, okay, this is the plan. We'll go there and we'll get a drink. And then while we're drinking, maybe I'll just be like, you know what? I think this is where I lost my ring. What a coincidence. That's so weird that we're drinking here as well. I think I'll just go ask and see what's going on. Anyway, I had a whole thing. But while we were there and I could like see, you know, like return to the scene of the crime and everything, I just thought, oh, I'll pop my head down, see if I can see it. Oh my fucking God, you guys. I could see it down there and I almost died. Made me crazy. It like turned me into a crazy person. Are you guys seeing this? Are you seeing this? Fucking ridiculous bullshit! Oh my god. I could just die. I could just die 1,000 deaths right now. Before then, I was like, oh, it's dead to me. It's gone. Like, I was really, you know, I was really accepting of the situation. I was like, I've done a stupid thing and I feel sad about it, but like my mom, she's like lost 3 of them or whatever. When I texted her, like called her about it, she was like, babe, calm down. It's not that big a deal. Like, don't beat yourself up. Everyone does this. 11 years is a long time to hold on to a ring. I was like, oh, mom, I love you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. I was cool. I was cool with it. But then I saw it and just went nuts and just needed to get, it was so close. I had, like, I was trying to like get a hanger down there. I was like trying to dip down there with like my fingers. Like, one of the people there was like trying to get it with like a bunch of straws taped together and like a sticky end. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. Like at the end, everyone was like, babes, we're just gonna have to leave it. We have to go. We have to move on. But now I could just die. Like, I think if I show up there tomorrow and order a pint and also magically seem to have a wire hanger in my bag, it'll be weird, right? It would definitely be over the top and weird, right? Like, I should not do this. Okay, we are going to watch the Breakfast at Tiffany's movie now because I have finished the book. I think I found it on our TV, and are we excited?
Yes!
I loved this book. It was so good. Like, obviously, I feel like anyone reading it should take into account that there's like quite jarring 1950s language in it, like descriptions and stereotyping and stuff. But other than that, it's so good. Like, the character of Holly Golightly is an amazing character. The book is just basically about us never really learning anything about her for certain. Us just getting sort of like opinion-based descriptions from all of the men in her life, and there are a shit ton. Every time the narrator, this kid, every time this kid talks to someone else about her, you're sort of pushed to feel a different way about her. So you're like, oh, she's a lost and lovely girl, you know, she's innocent, she's just chaotic, and then she like acts a certain way towards someone else and you're like, oh no, actually she's a horrible person, she's the worst asshole ever. I obviously haven't seen the movie yet, but I think what I got from like my impression of what the movie is with Audrey Hepburn and everything was that the book maybe is slightly like more grim and intense in the movie. Like, she's like wanted by the law for like drug trafficking like this sort of stuff. Like, she was a child bride who had to escape. Like, she's trying to like lock this guy in through like lying about a pregnancy. Like, it's very intense, and I feel like I don't know, I'll find out in the movie now, but I feel like that wasn't the impression I got about her. Like, I thought that she was just like sort of like a flouncy dreamer, you know, like a bit flaky and a bit, you know, just in the stars all the time. Not that she was like actually like this intense sort of person. I don't know, we'll see now.
Oh, I think the kitty cat thinks she's a bed. Those Tiffany's.
Tiffany's.
What's that?
It's like a jewelry store.
Oh.
That's a good hat, isn't it? That white fuzzy one.
Hmm?
That white fuzzy hat is good, huh?
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Would you wear a hat like that?
Sure. I have to wear it all over town. Sitting on him.
Oh man, the movie is way different from the book. Like, loads of the scenes were the same, but like the feeling with the people and sort of where it was going and everything was completely different. Like, physically the scenes were similar, but the meaning of them were completely different, and the book was way better. Way better. Like, I've never thought about, like, I'm glad that I read the book before I watched the movie, because if I just watched the movie, I think I would have been focused on completely different things. I would have like been like caught up in some sort of like 60s glamour, you know, like, ooh, Audrey Hepburn's so glamorous and like she's got the perfect accent and the perfect look, you know, and it's all like the 60s party scene. It's all just very 60s and great, without thinking about like the message behind the actual movie. Like, it's Holly Golightly is a completely different person in the movie than she is in the book, and she's like very two-dimensional, you know. Like, they tried to give her dimension, but they like took away loads of her like aspects that made her so complicated and intriguing. Anyway, I think I'm gonna have to think about this a bit more, but I feel like I can understand Truman Capote's like being super upset about the movie version of his book. He's like, this is nothing like what I wanted. Anyway. Okay, so that's the end for today. Tomorrow I'll be moving on to The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter. This, I believe, is a bunch of like grim versions of fairy tales or something. I don't really understand. I believe it was written in the 80s, which should make for a fun time. If you have any thoughts to share, please let me know in the comments below. Any questions, any comments about either the book or my shameful behavior in the pub, please let me know. And I will see you tomorrow, I think, or the next day, depending on how long it takes me to get through this. Okay. Goodbye. Bye.